I don't trust that one bit. Routine maintenance on your car can tend to get kind of boring. So I spent $100 on Tik Tok Shop and I bought some highly questionable tools that are gonna help me solve today's problems. I have a mini grinder, a plastic welder gun, 3/8 impact and ratchet set, some electric disconnect pliers, and a trash can. I just broke it. Let's see if these tools will be up to the test or if they're gonna break in the process and I'll have to go buy new ones anyways. Welcome to today's episode. Do that. 50-piece, 3/8 inch drive, master impact socket set. 3/8 is the most common thing that you use, or at least I use. This would get the job done. This was under $40. It has metric and standard. Can't ask for much more. Try to use this as much as I can. I do need a torque wrench at some point today, so that will be the exception to this rule. Some electric disconnect pliers for those pesky little connectors. I gotta replace the ballast on the headlight because my high beam and low beam doesn't work. These should help with that. Very sketchy, less than $40, 3-inch grinder. The grinding kit comes with the grinder, 2 batteries, charger, and a bunch of wheels. Regular 3-inch cutting wheels, a blade to cut wood with, and then a blade to cut concrete or brick with. I'm gonna use it to cut the plastic. This would be a really good tool if you need to get into tight space and cut a broken stud off or something. We'll find out if it actually works. Plastic welding gun. 2-weld plastic. Previous owner cut a big thing out of my back bumper. I'm gonna plastic weld a piece back in, try and mold it back to the original shape. I'll probably have to do some body work at some point along with that. The front suspension, everything is destroyed in it, so I'm gonna work piece at a time. Today, I got 2 wheel bearings sent from 2 of my buddies in the Discord server, Amil and Chris. Thank you guys, appreciate it. And I'm gonna replace both the wheel hub assemblies. I also need to replace the gasket on the oil cooler because I have at least 1 oil leak, if not 2. So hopefully this $6 gasket is gonna solve that problem. Time to test out the plastic welder and this mini cutting wheel. I got this big sheet of plastic I found in the shop just up on a shelf somewhere. So I'm gonna repair the rear bumper with it, but I'm gonna do a little test first. I'm gonna cut a little sliver off and then try and weld it back onto it before I do it on my car. Worked pretty dang good. Let's try and weld it back on to the sheet that I just cut it off of. Before I get into testing this plastic welder and mini grinder, I noticed over 80% of you guys from the last video are not subscribed. If at any point in this video you enjoy it, at some point hit the subscribe button. It helps me continue this journey and press on with these videos. Now back to the video. Oh, there it goes.
Plastic.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Just goes like that. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's go do it on the bumper. Not nearly as straight as I wanted it, but it'll have to do. I mean, I think this thing's pretty cool so far. I just wouldn't cut any metal with it, personally. The question is this worth it? Because the new bumper is $300 unpainted. So I would say yes. Hold on, it's art. It looks worse before it gets better, trust me. Kind of bogs down when you press on it too hard, and I'm only cutting plastic with it. So if you're gonna cut some metal, probably not a good idea. So something I didn't think about beforehand, but I did now. That part of the bumper has a slight curve to it. So now we gotta make this have a slight curve to it, so it'll match. Just heat it up with a heat gun and I'll find something that's like a similar radius to kind of bend it on and just leave it there and let it cool. Holy shit, it worked! Just for bending it by hand, not bad at all. I'm gonna do this big chunk over here first and then figure out what I have in between because it needs to have a cutout that's slightly rounded. If you guys enjoy these videos, you could pick up a t-shirt or a hoodie down in the description below. It helps out a lot. Every little bit makes it so I can keep doing these videos because they are very expensive. Now back to the video. Weld these on with a plastic welder. Then I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that little piece over the top of the muffler that has like that arch to it. We'll just try and get like the general shape and then go from there, maybe. Very neat. Kind of like real welding, but not really. Not even close. I can't weld for real either, but. Dude, it already looks better just with the plastic in place. And I'm not even like halfway done. Frick, this thing's hot. plastic welded up. I guess you could call it tacked up. It's similar, but not really. Created a new problem for myself though. Got to trim here because it currently hits the muffler. Trim here a little too. Now we got to cut the piece out that's going to go above the muffler. Going to be a lot of finagling around. The end result should look something like that. We'll find out. The battery's not staying locked in the bottom here. Push tabs on it keep popping out from the bottom of this handle when I'm using it. I don't like that. That's very sketchy.
I'd say that's pretty dang good. I mean, it's not perfect. I need a little bit of material technically over here to make this little triangle. Have a little more material down here for this triangle.
Final result for this little guy. Just helps makes this transition here look a little bit better. Second coat of Bondo is down. We're gonna wait for that to dry, then sand it again, skim it one more time probably, and then do a final finish on the sanding.
I'm not quite happy with the cutout around the exhaust, so I'm borrowing one of Pop's tools. I know the whole point of this video is to show you that you can use cheap tools to do it, but literally any sort of like small oscillating tool would do this. And try and cut a better rounded edge here, and then hopefully it'll look more like that.
No! Oh, it's so bad. Had to restart, wait an hour for this thing to fucking cure, and then scuff it up again, wipe it down again, and restart. Been about a day since I finished painting this. The fact that I got a bunch of runs the first go around and I had to like dab it off with a tack cloth, left a little bit of texture in it. Doesn't look great, doesn't look horrible, doesn't look great. Maybe the wet sanding can save it, we'll see. It's gonna crack every seam that I put this together because I should have put another piece behind it to back it and then put the final piece in front of it and attached it all. Kind of hard to see underneath it, but...
Did you put the hood on, or did that come with the car?
It came with the car. Plastic gun worked great, little cutter, worked good for plastic and light bit of sanding. Not super high quality, the one battery broke. They take forever to charge. Wouldn't give that a very high rating. The plastic gun, pretty good rating. I give it like an 8 out of 10. It was totally worth the money. That's gonna look halfway decent until I get a new bumper. Is it perfect? Absolutely not, nowhere near close. Did I salvage it? Yes. Now let's move on to testing out some more tools. Impact set, some electric disconnect pliers, and we're gonna change out some front suspension stuff. I gotta fix the headlight, try and sort out my oil leak, and a whole bunch of stuff. So just... It doesn't sound promising. We'll find out. Oil cooler first. These things burn oil and they tend to leak oil. We're gonna try and fix one of those right now. Oil filter, oil cooler, plate, engine. It goes in between the two. Pretty easy. Take the oil filter off, pop the bolt out from the oil cooler, I think it's a 22 mil maybe. And then pop it off, re-grease this, put it back in. And this is your weekly reminder, change your oil. And I know if you have one of these in your car, you probably haven't changed it since you bought it. Just saying, I'm not calling you out or anything. Like I said before, this gasket is located behind the oil cooler, which is located behind your oil filter. So I just pop that bad boy out. I got this little torque wrench thing that goes in your 3/8 inch ratchet from Harbor Freight. Quickly use that to torque it back on, throw the new oil filter on, and the drain plug, and bam-o. No leaks anymore. The next thing I want to tackle, 2 wheel bearings in the front of the car. Basically, the entire suspension on this thing is shot. Every bushing is fried, cracked, all the grease is gone, and I need to slowly chip away at it. And a couple of you guys sent me wheel bearings, so that's going to help me do a couple steps of that right now. This should be a good test to see if these are actually impact rated, and it should make this job a lot easier. Jack the car up, take your brake caliper off, take your pads off, take the bracket for the brake off. Bolts for the bracket are the largest size that this set comes with. That's convenient. Ugh. Who put those on last? That was me. I hate to admit defeat, but I'm pretty sure I used a 1/2 inch breaker bar to torque these a little bit. I'm not gonna get enough leverage with this 3/8 ratchet that's in this set. I couldn't get the job done with only that kit, but I will use the step down. Oh, there we go. So, we're gonna use the old kneecap as leverage, baby. Remember, if you got noodle arms like me, legs are a bigger muscle in the body. Now back to the one that comes with it, and it should work great now, without the broken. Could I do this with all Tik Tok tools? No. But you always need a lot of different stuff to work on cars. There we go, okay. Bracket off. Ah! Do you see that bolt on the back of the wheel hub there? Like, it is barely in there, right here. Who did the maintenance on this thing? Oh no, I wonder if they cross-threaded it or something. They tried to put it in. So usually I use Penetro 90 instead of WD-40. But rust belt, this stuff is super important. My lazy ass doesn't want to take the ball joint off from the steering rack, so I have these swivel heads I got from Harbor Freight a while ago. Harbor Freight Impact. In the spirit of using cheap tools, breaking my own rules, but it's not gonna, I can't do it with this short of a lever. It's not gonna come off. Everything's always so easy on the TV. Oh my God, it's stuck. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I got the 3 bolts out of the back of that, and I made a trip to Advance. I had to order 2 of the outer tie rods because I assumed if this one's fried that the other one's probably fried. And for stuff like this, it's always good to do it in pairs. That's why I'm doing the wheel bearings in pairs. But I don't have the money to replace all the other stuff right now. I'm replacing the wheel bearing and the outer tie rod just to get me by for a little bit. And I had to stop at like 6 different places looking for new hardware for the back of the spindle and the wheel hub assembly. So we got that. And now I'm gonna have to see if I can get this bolt unstuck that is very stuck. Might need a little bit of persuasion of the heat variety. And my hair looks crazy because I was riding my motorcycle all day. So cut me some slack, guys, okay? This whole video was supposed to be about me using these tools and testing these tools, and it has quickly turned into me trying to use the tools as much as I can and having a lot of problems along the way. So I went back to work to getting that last bolt unstuck, tried the little ugga-dugga, slapped the 1/2 inch breaker bar on it, didn't heat it, and I think my face says it all. Quite a few hours drilling this out and attempting to get it unstuck. I even slapped a slide hammer on it. This thing's got a crack in it. It was like that when I opened it. Okay, I broke it. All right. Pickle. It's wiggling, but it's hanging on enough. Whoops. I had to drill it out. It's like, no. Oh, wait, I got it. I got it. Ha! Yeah! See, I did. It's still in the spindle though, so now I got a new problem. The inside's toast too, but I gotta get a special tool for that one. Bad one? Good one. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you go on your home? Tighty. All right, so I went ahead and stuck the new wheel bearing on. I always make sure to put the bolts in little by little, each one at a time by hand first. That way you don't cross thread them like the last idiot that worked on this car. Sorry, not sorry if that was you. And then I also installed the castle nut and reconnected the lower control arm as well. I just wanted to skip through this stuff real fast because it's just the reverse of what you guys just saw. Back together, good as new. Tik Tok ratchet set, approved. I like these for 40 bucks, but it'll work for like a trackside kit or something. or one I can keep in my car. Hopefully I didn't fuck up my camber by doing the outer tie rod. I tried to mark it. Hopefully that other arm from the subframe is connected correctly. Find out. I still gotta do the other side. Damn it! You could probably do the job that I did with the wheel bearing and the tie rods with a 3/8 inch socket and ratchet set and just a 3/8 inch breaker bar, and you would have been good. Or a half inch breaker bar with a step down to put that on. And that's literally all you would need, unless something gets seized up like how mine did. I'm just gonna do this side real fast. I'm gonna time lapse it. I'm not gonna bore you guys with seeing the same thing twice because that was a whole lot of not fun. So I'm gonna swap the tie rod on the passenger side and the wheel hub on the passenger side, and those are a couple less things I have to worry about. New wheel hub, new outer tie rod. That's a couple steps done in the process of this suspension. This inner tie rod bushing was still good, so that's good. Lower control arms though, could use new lower control arm bushings. That's for another day. I'd say the socket set was a W, works great. Now we're gonna replace the ballast for the passenger headlight, this wiring and everything. And this is where these electric disconnect pliers come in handy, because I always have trouble getting those connectors off. I try and like put a flathead and push them, try and grab some pliers and squeeze them. Doesn't really work that well because they're not intended for that application. These have a really nice set of jaws on them that should make it a lot easier. We'll see. The only issue is I got to take the whole headlight out. This is located on the bottom. Can't be easy, can never be easy. And after that whole last ordeal, I would like something to be easy. Let's get this stuff swapped out, get the headlight out, and get that torn apart. Put on it. Whoop. There we go. That was a lot easier with these than it would have been with any other tool I could have used. I probably would have been sitting here for a good 40 minutes trying to get that unplugged. Well worth the like less than $10 for the set of two. This is what we're swapping. This, and then this. This one doesn't look bad, but there's a bunch of water in it. I wonder if it's short. It probably shorted itself out. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of water here too. I'm definitely putting my fender liners in. A big pool of water in the front corner there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I just dumped like a good sip of water out of this thing. Oh, there's some more. Let this sit for a while just so it can like dry out. A little bit of moisture in the bottom there. I turned it upside down and dumped that puddle of water out of this. So needless to say, this thing probably had water inside of it. It's the twisty knob. 2, hit it. Yes, it works. Hit the, flick it forward, push the whole arm that way. Back again. Perfect. Let's go. Now we just gotta put it all back together. So I got the assembly pretty much back together. I made a custom little bracket that goes underneath the hardware for the bumper. They sell these online. I just quickly made one out of a piece of aluminum that I had. It's just gonna act like an additional washer and just slide under here. And here's the plate. I just gave it a quick little coat of black, nothing crazy, little side quest, but it then gives this hardware something to press against and not push through the bumper. So something like this, these electrical connectors, stuff that you kind of only use once or twice here and there, I think these are totally worth the buy on like Amazon or TikTok or eBay to get them for like less than 20 bucks. Get you a couple bent ones, straight ones, and they're not a mechanical, they're not a like high strength tool that you're gonna have to really worry about a lot of force being applied to. They just simply make things slightly easier. And to prevent my headlights from getting water damage again, I picked these up a little while ago. We're gonna throw these in. Just the front section of the fender well. It had both the rears on them. And hopefully this prevents any water from getting back in that headline housing again, so I don't have to do this again in like a month. Alright, so cheap tools from TikTok are actually kind of good sometimes. The grinder, a little sketchy. I wouldn't use it to cut anything but plastic and do some light sanding. Plastic welding gun, well worth the like less than $15 I paid for it to fix all that. The impact set, pretty dang good, not bad. Electric disconnect pliers, those are great in my book. I have a bit of problem, guys. Some parts that I was waiting on for future video to get done, they're kind of stuck in another country. Logistical shipping issues, can't get some stuff here. I have a couple different options. I could paint the front end of the car, but I really want a stock hood before I paint the front bumper to do it all at once. And in that video to test out an inflatable paint booth. I could also just fix every miscellaneous thing wrong with the car in the next video. Or I have an idea for a future video. I wanted to figure out which big box store you could build the cheapest mechanic toolbox at. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I also have like $2,000 worth of exhaust parts and everything in my house, but I was hoping to do that all in one video where I dyno it before, install the parts, and dyno it after. This is kind of just me spitballing with you guys, let you know what is coming up in the future. And then I still want to autocross the car. It's getting closer to being able to do that with the suspension being repaired. I have a few more bushings in the front end that still need fixed before I do that. And then it's also summertime, so there's a bunch of events coming up because I live in the Northeast where it snows a lot. So like in the summer, everybody tries to cram in all their events in 3 or 4 months. So I was going to go attend a few of those and maybe take you guys along with me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the description. Buy a hoodie or a t-shirt if you want to support the channel. And I love you guys so much. This journey has been crazy, and I hope I get to keep making videos for the rest of my life.